everyone. Welcome back to to the other side of music. Today we're interviewing country artist Autumn D. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. So, Autumn D, tell us about I always like to ask, tell us about your name. Is that like your name or is that your artist name?
That's my artist name. Actually, it's my sorority sisters, my line sisters, gave me that name, and it's like an inside thing. But yeah, so I just kind of stuck with it. I'm so used to being called Autumn D.
That's really cool. So how long have you been doing country music?
So I've been doing music since 2020, but country music since 2022 when I got to write my first song, Southern Gentleman. And I've been wanting to do country music, but I was actually advised as a black woman, don't even think about it. Like there's no way it's going to happen. And so I took a while to do it. But the response that I got with my song Southern Gentleman, I was like, yeah, okay, seems like this is really, my style. Like people are also embracing it. And it's so authentically me. So then I should just keep going down this path because I am a Southern girl and I grew up on country music, gospel, hip hop, R&B, jazz, all of it. And so I feel like it's only natural that you would incorporate all the things that you grew up listening to into your music. And so, yeah. So I would say 2022 for country music. And some songs are traditional country, and then some songs have more of that blend of the country with the R&B and all those other things. But yeah.
So what is your favorite song that you have done so far?
Oh gosh. I think it depends. It really depends. Like, I would say, like, right now, the reason why Not Bitter, I'm Better is my favorite is because it comes from such a sincere place because it really stems from the experience that I had with domestic violence. And it means so much because when you share something that personal, it puts you in such a vulnerable state. But to be able to see the response that I've gotten, it's like, okay, well, this is well worth it because it's helping other people. And to me, I feel like that's the greatest power of music is being able to touch people. And so that's why I would say right now it's not bitter and better. But hey, it was some other songs too when they came out. But right now, because of just finding so many other people that connect to it that have also gone through it, not only have I found that it helps them, but it also helps me because it's like, okay, like I see that I wasn't alone, and so if it just makes you feel really good and makes you feel like, okay, this is my community, my group, and it's like helping each other, like help uplift each other. So that's why I would say that that's my favorite right now. And then also, I was just so blessed to be able to work with Victoria Banks, who has written for Mickey Guyton. And so for her to be able to like take my song, because when I first had it, it was so long because I was just venting. And so for her to help me be able to take it and fine tune it to make it what it is today, her and Nicole Witt. So that's just, another reason why it just means so much because it's also someone who went through something similar and she's a songwriter. Victoria Banks and I found that we had that similarity, that she was also a domestic violence survivor. And so I'm like, okay, that's crazy. We didn't even know that. And just from us meeting and me sharing the song, she shared that, oh my God, this is something I've been, and she helped me be able to finish it. And so, yeah, that's why I feel like it's so important right now. And I feel like it's so powerful. So that's why I love it so much right now.
So how do you mentioned that people told you that you wouldn't be able to succeed as a black woman in country music. Clearly you're proving them wrong. But how did you
I hope
feel
so.
about that when they were saying that?
Well, it's sad to hear that. And this was an attorney. And what's sad is he was a black attorney. But it was a black attorney who said this to me. He didn't understand why. He said, and this is what was so crazy. He said that he thought the song was great. He said his own words, he thought it was genius. But he did not think that I should continue to go down that avenue. It's like, okay, so you think the song is good. You even are calling it genius, which, wow, thank you. But then you're telling me you don't think that I should continue down this path because you don't think that people will embrace it, or the people in the industry, the country industry, will not embrace me because I'm black. And it's not easy. I'll be honest, it's not easy. But I do think that, one, I'm in great company. And just being able to see what Beyonce has been able to do. I mean, Beyonce even introduced me to other artists that I didn't even know about yet. And to be able to see, okay, yes, they are, doing country music as well, these strong black men and women. And so, yeah, I definitely think that, it's something that we can do. Not think, I know we can. And people have been doing it for a long time. So, yeah, I'm glad that it's now getting the attention that it deserves and that we are able to prove people wrong. So,
Good, good. And so how are you being received? And I can understand you have to answer carefully, but how are you being received in the industry? Like, do you feel like you're having issues, just like, I don't want to say normal issues because no issues should be normal, but are you having like issues like in the industry because you're a woman? Or are you having issues because you're a black woman? Or is it just kind
it's
of a
so
mix?
strange because I feel like as a black woman, you aren't able to get away with things that other artists are able to get away with. There is a sound that is happening in country, and it's clearly an influence of hip hop and R&B. And so you'll hear these country artists that have a trap beat on their song, and they're very popular. And I won't say any names, but one of your most popular country artists selling out stadiums and is a huge name in country, he is constantly incorporating trap beats. And in fact, he's also admitted that he doesn't even listen to country music, which I was like, oh, okay. And for him to be able to say things like that and get away with it, yeah, like he was like he doesn't even really listen to country music. I was like, okay, wow, I'm shocked that you would admit that. But for him to be able to say things like that and get away with it, and I love him as an artist, by the way. And so, for him to be able to say things like that and get away with it, and then also to see where other artists who maybe started in rap and now they're doing country and they get so much praise. There's an artist who just recently did a halftime show, and people are now wanting him to do the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting because Beyonce comes out with Cowboy Carter. She did a halftime show for Christmas last year, and so much backlash. She won Grammy for Best Country and Best Album, and so much pushback. But this artist who started out in rap, because he's not black, that's all I can assume, that because he's not black, he can so easily transition from rap to country. But I see that when I release something, I have it where if I do a record that's similar to these country artists, that people aren't criticizing and they're very successful, I find that people will literally dissect my songs. I was performing not too long ago, and the guy introduced me and he was like, yeah, coming to the stage, we have Autumn D. She says she's a country singer. We'll see. And I'm like, it's. And then while I'm singing, I can literally hear him and this other artist who is going to be performing dissecting my songs, and they're saying great things about it, but they were like, yeah, that's more crossover, that's more mainstream. And I'm like, I can hear them, but right. And so it's like they're dissecting my songs, but and that's just what's so crazy. And I also had it where someone interviewed me not too long ago, and they're like, yeah, like your song, but it's not really country, is it? Like it has other influences in there. And I'm like, okay, but so does so, and like in my head I'm thinking, so does this artist and this artist and this artist. I think that the younger generation doesn't care because it is natural for us to progress in music and evolve in music. So you'll find where the younger generation doesn't really care, but you'll find where a lot of the older generation are the ones that are really pushing back and will be quick to dissect and but they will say my songs sound good. They cannot deny that the songs sound good. It's just that, is that really country? Is that, and so that has been one of the frustrations or the headaches, is that, why do I have to worry about sounding like old time country music, traditional country music, but these other artists can do new, contemporary, crossover, mainstream, whatever one you want to call it, and they get away with it. It's not a big deal. Why did Beyonce have to deal with all that criticism? So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. But at the end of the day, more people are embracing it and enjoying it. And, so yeah, you have some people that want to make comments or whatever, but the number of people that love it greatly outweighs those few who, try and find something wrong. So,
It's a little bit of an extra battle, right?
yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. The thing is that you just have to keep going. And what I love about where we are now is that we have more control in terms of how we get our music out to people. And I can only imagine how it was for Charlie Pride and for Darius Rucker and for Mickey Guyton and for so many other artists to try and get their music on the radio. Because even now it's going to be hard, but at least we have streaming and we have social media and we have all these other avenues where we can introduce our music to people, so we can kind of bypass radio and not have to be so dependent on it. So that's the great thing about today.
Your music is on RSTA radio. It's up there.
Yeah, I
So
saw that. Thank you so much. I
you're welcome.
appreciate it.
um, for independent artists, having these internet radio stations, is also helpful.
Yes,
So,
it is.
you know,
Yes, and I appreciate that so much.
um, so what do you think you would be doing if you were not a musician?
I definitely would be doing film. I actually went to school in LA, got my master's in film producing, and I was working in LA, and then COVID happened. And I also was getting out of the bad abusive relationship at the same time, which was crazy. And I ended up really relying on my journal, which then a lot of the entries in my journals turn into songs. So that's how I made that transition from film into music. But if COVID hadn't happened, I probably would have still been doing film. But I've always wanted to do music. Music was always my first passion. But a lot of times, I think with any family, a lot of times I think people feel like, oh, that's just that's probably not going to happen. I know my family was like that. And then also growing up Seventh-day Adventist, it's like, to try and do something in the secular world is really frowned upon. So my family, even doing film was a little too, pushing, but yeah, I definitely would have been doing film. I was doing film. But yeah, my heart's always been in music, and so that's how I ended up just going back to my passion in the end.
Okay. And do you play any instruments?
Guitar, and I am trying to master being able to sing and play guitar at the same time, because I play guitar, but yeah, I'm trying to master it, because that is something I want to be able to do more in my shows, is be able to perform playing the guitar.
If you could perform anywhere, in any country, money didn't matter, time didn't matter, nothing mattered. What would be your ultimate place to perform?
Definitely Grand Ole Opry. Um, but anywhere in the world, it really doesn't matter to me. It can be London, it can be anywhere in Africa, it could be anywhere in Asia. Like I just really want to be able to just perform, and again, if it's something where I can touch people and they can get something out of my music, a good message out of it and stuff like that, like to me, that's what's most important. But I do hope to be able to do the Grand Ole Opry one day. So,
Great. Um, what if you could? Okay, this is a couple. This is a couple part question. So
okay.
if you could have, the first part is if you could have a meal with anybody, dead or alive, to talk about anything, who would it be? That's the first part.
It'd be Jesus, because I'm like, I really wonder what Jesus thinks of just the state of the world right now, because there's a lot of people that are doing things in Jesus' name and using Christianity behind it. But it's so hate filled. And so I just really would like to be able to you can pray to Jesus and pray to God and feel like you're like he's there, but really to be able to have a conversation and just really want to know, like, do you think it was worth it? Because, like, seriously, you died for us and gave us another chance. Like, what are your thoughts? Do you think it was worth it? Or are you like so disappointed in us? Like, what are your thoughts? Because I'm telling you, the state of the world right now, I feel like I'm in a movie. It's really crazy what's going on in the world right now. And so I just feel like that's definitely someone that I want to be able to just like know. Like, what are your thoughts? But yeah.
Yeah, this feels like a real bad timeline, actually. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
It I remember watching cartoons and you would see the villain and you would think, oh, no one could ever really be like that bad. No one could ever think I'm going to take over the world and I'm going to just like, and then to see where people today are actually having that mentality where they want to take over the world. They want to have as much power as possible. They don't care who they hurt, destroy. It's like, oh, wow. So that's where they got the inspiration from for these villains in these movies or cartoons, because you really do have crazy, selfish, evil people like that in the world. And we're seeing it firsthand. Like, it's
yeah,
crazy just what we're witnessing right now. Yeah, I never thought I would witness such hatred in my lifetime like this. So,
yeah. It's a lot. Now the second part is, what would be your favorite meal or favorite foods that you and Jesus would eat while having your discussion?
it was definitely wouldn't be healthy because I like Southern food. So we're going to be having some barbecue.
Okay,
We're going to be having some macaroni cheese, collard greens, cornbread. Um, we're just going to like, yeah, we're going to have a really good Southern meal and then a good nap afterwards.
excellent. That would be a good meal. I'd like to eavesdrop on that conversation if you have it.
Yeah, like,
um,
yeah,
you got questions?
so many. But yeah, it's another, yeah, I could go on and on.
um, now, have you always like to hear like so you're down south. Have you
Mm-hmm.
played anywhere like on the East Coast or anything?
Yeah, definitely. In North Carolina, in Nashville, in Georgia. I'm trying to think of where else. There's quite a few places on the East Coast, in Texas and Austin. So yeah, there's quite a few places. Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about how the music scene is? Like more northeast as compared to down south?
I found that surprisingly, I'm surprised at how many people in the North like my songs. So yeah, I think it's great. I think there's a movement right now, and people are just embracing it from all over, which is what's so great. Even with Southern Soul and seeing the trail rides, and because that's like our type of line dancing. So to even be a part of that, to open for 803 Fresh, and just to see how even in that circuit, in that, just how people are responding to my songs, even in that circuit. So yeah, I feel like if it's good music, no one cares, If it's good music, it's good music. Everyone's going to like it. Even London and Ireland, like to see, on a global scale where they're like I'm like I didn't even know they listen to country music in the UK. So when they played my song on the radio, and then I just did an interview not too long ago in Ireland, they played my music there. So yeah, I mean, if it's good music, people are going to embrace it no matter what, no matter where they are.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Um, that's how I feel that even if they go to a show and they went to see a certain type of music, like when I throw shows, I throw showcases. So
Oh,
there's
cool.
multiple versions of, or multiple genres there. And I always think that, yeah, some people might come to see the R&B part, but good music is good music. So they're also going to enjoy the hip hop, the pop, the alternative music.
Yeah, in North Carolina, it's so that's where I'm from. Originally, it's North Carolina. And so a lot of the opportunities that I was able to, that I was introduced to tended to be R&B and hip hop type of shows. And I'm always like, okay, where do I fit in? And I'd be surprised at how many people would respond that are there to listen to R&B and hip hop artists. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like really getting into it and loving it. And I found it was actually easier starting off for me to be able to do those type of shows than me trying to get into those traditional country type of shows, trying to open for country artists and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been able to see it from both sides. Again, it's the younger generation, I would say, for the more traditional country listeners. The younger generation embraces it a lot faster. But then also a lot of R&B, hip hop listeners are embracing it as well. So
Sounds like you're good all the way around. Now, do you have any shows coming up?
so I am actually working on quite a few shows, and I will be able to give an update on that. But I do have quite a few shows that are in the works right now, and so as soon as it's finalized, I'll be able to make an announcement.
Okay. And that being said, where can people follow you, see your announcements, all that stuff?
Sure. They can follow me on my socials on IG at Autumn Time Music. That's the same name for my TikTok, Autumn Time Music. Also follow me on YouTube at official Autumn D 6562, at my website, which is autumntimemusic.com. And yeah, those are the best places to be able to follow me. My Facebook is also Autumn Time Music. But yeah, I'm constantly making announcements on my social media, and so yeah.
Okay, good. Now, if you could give advice to, you know, someone entering the entertainment industry, since you have also done film or do film, um, what would your advice be? Like hard truth advice.
If it's something that's your passion, you're not going to mind working hard for it and to keep pushing, to keep going. So that's why I always feel like it's best to always do something that you're passionate about in terms of a career. And so know that if you do keep on going and if you do keep working hard at it, that it's going to pay off. So don't feel like because you may hit a bump or a wall that you should give up. Anything that's worth having is worth fighting for. So, if it's something that's your passion, you're going to feel like, okay, it's going to be well worth it when it all pays off because it's your passion. And I'd rather it be that than me just forced to have to do something that I'm not passionate about and having to constantly, hit a wall or some type of obstacle doing something that I loathe. Because life, you're going to have obstacles. That's just life. So I'd rather it be where I'm doing it, hitting those obstacles with something that I know that I love. And that's fulfilling. So that's, I think, the best advice I can give.
That is great advice.
Thank
Now,
you.
um, my last question is, well, no, I have two more questions.
Okay.
So do you are you a musician full time? Like, is this your full time job, or do you also
No,
travel?
not yet. No,
Okay,
not yet. I want it to be, and that's what I'm striving for.
okay. I always like to ask that. I'm always interested in the answer because some are yes, some are no. You know, so I just like to see like what's happening out there.
Yeah, and it's a good question. Yeah.
Thanks. Um, and my last question is, so when on TikTok and everything they mention like, news stations say aliens, the motherships out there and everything, what is the first thought that comes to your mind? I'll
What with
tell you mine.
aliens?
Yeah, when they mention aliens or
Don't get me started. So into conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Stuff like that is so entertaining to me. But no, because like they were talking about like the orbs at one point, and then that stopped, and then the people in Vegas like they saw the alien in their backyard. And they were
yeah.
talking about they had all those hearings with Congress and stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, are they about to disclose that and to me, I feel that we are aliens. I even think if we look at the Bible in a sense, like with Jesus and fallen angels and things like that, I think that even with the Bible, I do kind of look at it as though not in a demonic sense with Jesus and everything, of course, not demonic, but I do think that the whole story of where we come from and our whole essence of being, I do think you have to kind of look at it from an alien standpoint, because I do think that it was something that came to Earth, therefore it's alien. So I am waiting for them to disclose, and for them to just appear and be like, hey, we're here, we've been here. And for them to finally reveal themselves. But I do think that that's how we got here. I do think that it started with, an alien species, and we're a result of that. And I do think that you can believe in aliens and also believe in the Bible. I think that they go hand in hand. So yeah.
So you told me your thought. My first thought is when they're like aliens, I'm like, do I just need to know, are they going to take us? Do we still have to pay our bills? Like, I would just like to know
That's
what we're going to do.
one of my biggest fears is, what if aliens came and they're like, okay, the earth is about to be destroyed and we can only take a few people, or come with us and you'll be saved. We can take as many as possible. Come with us and be saved. And it's like, okay, do you go or do you stay? Because it's like you don't know who they are. They're alien. Like, who are these people? And so I'm always like, okay, what if we were faced with that decision? Would you go with these people that you do not know? Or would you stay on earth? Because it's like, are they telling the truth? Are they lying? Like, what's going? So that's always something that I think about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
I just think it's fun to think about aliens in general. To me, it's
Yeah.
entertaining, the whole alien conspiracy stuff. But yeah,
That one where in Vegas, where the alien walked by that lady's ring bell camera, though, that was a
that one
crazy
too.
video.
Yes, so
Yeah.
crazy. And then did you hear the
that was
call?
weird.
The one in North Carolina, the guy was he was talking to the police or something, dispatch, and he was like, not human, not human, not human, because it was something that was on the back of his truck. It was in his, yes.
Oh,
And yes,
now I
so
can see that or hear that one.
yeah, it's just a recording where some guy, random guy in North Carolina, is talking to dispatch, and he was like, "Yeah, he saw somebody on the road, and they looked like they were hurt, so that's why he called." And then next thing you know, he was like, "There's something, not human, not human, not human," just screaming like that. So some creature was on his truck. Yeah. So, and it's supposed to be real.
You know, it's naive. I think it's naive to think that we're the only ones. Like that there's
Yeah.
nothing else out there.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and I always like to freak people out a little bit and be like, maybe we're somebody's experiment. Like when you watch ants build their homes and stuff in their ant farms, like maybe we're somebody's experiment, right?
Well, the Bible says that we're made in God's image. So that's why I'm always like, okay, well, to me, that makes sense that something would, make Adam and Eve, and that we're a product of that. So in a sense, we are kind of like an experiment, but we're a product of, of their DNA. So we're part of them. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Just tell me I don't have to pay my bills anymore. I'm happy. I'll go anywhere.
Yeah, I think everyone, I mean, it's so funny how on TikTok now you see all these people talking about, okay, when is it over? I'm not suicidal. I don't want to kill myself, but when is it all over? Because that's how crazy the world is right now. Like, everyone's just like had enough. Don't want to pay
Yeah, like
bills. Don't want
everyone's
to do
just done.
nothing. Like, when is it over? So, yeah.
Yeah, that is true. All right. Well, is there anything you would like to add?
Um, just thank you for the opportunity. And my single "Not Bitter, I'm Better" is out now. You can stream it on all music streaming platforms. And the song just means a lot as a domestic violence survivor. I released it during Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October. And I just hope that if anyone is struggling with domestic violence or has been through it, that you keep your head up because it does get better. Just be thankful.
I like that message. Well, thank you for coming on here.
Thank you. But I'm
No,
trying
I'm
to
still.
see if you
Your
can still
camera's
see me.
recording
Can
as
you
well.
see?
Like I can still hear
Yeah,
you,
I don't know if
but
it's
your
because of
camera
where
went
I
out.
am.
No,
I don't
I
even know how
can't
to
see
fix it.
you,
Oh,
but I can
okay.
hear you. Oh,
Okay.
there you are.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
Yep,
glad
you're
that
back.
happened.
Yeah, thank you for being on here. This was a lot of fun. And
It
stay
was.
on after we're done recording, and
Okay.
I'll tell you about the posting and all that stuff. But
Okay, so
yeah,
I'll say.
everyone check out Autumn D. She's a lot of fun. Her music's a lot of fun. Find her on, like she said, on all the streaming platforms. She's also on RSTA Radio if you get a chance. Um, and, you know, I'm following her. You should too. I will talk to
Thank
you later.
you. All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.